Hello, welcome to Cooking Time. I'm Chef David Martone, Executive Chef of Classic Thyme Cooking School in Westfield, New Jersey, and today we're continuing with outdoor cooking. We have three great recipes to do today. We're going to start off with a mussels dish steamed with cilantro, ginger, and a coconut milk broth. And then we're going to do some rosemary margarita marinated shrimp that we're going to grill. And we're going to do a grilled swordfish with a mango salsa. Each one of these dishes are just bursting with spring and summer flavors and just a lot of fun to do. So let's get started with our mussels dish first. We want to prepare the broth. We need to add a little bit of chicken broth to our pot. We need some unsweetened coconut milk. Make sure and get your unsweetened variety. It thickens up as it stays cool. We're going to put some lemongrass in. Lemongrass is a unique ingredient. It's very, very stiff, and what we're going to do is we're going to chop it up into some sections. It's a little bit too tough to actually chew up and eat, so I like to leave mine in large enough pieces that it's very easy to eat around or fish around. Whenever I get to a large piece that's kind of at the stem end, I'll slice that in half, and it'll expose a lot of the nice flavor. And if you just give it a little rub and nice smell, it's so lemony, it's wonderful. It's going to really make this dish burst with a lot of wonderful lemon flavor. We're going to put some fresh ginger in. Again, these are items that are added as aromatics, and we're not really concerned with peeling them because we don't have to worry about having to fish them out. We're going to just eat around them. We're going to pick our mussels out, and so we won't worry about peeling this. So we're just going to slice this up into some nice slices. Ginger can be found in just about any supermarket these days. Nice slices of ginger. I'm going to add a little bit of sugar. I have a jalapeno pepper. The smaller you cut this jalapeno pepper, the more spicy this dish will be. So I'm going to leave it in fairly large sections, again, so we can navigate around it when we're eating. You can control the heat on your peppers by seeding them first. This one I just cut the bottom half on, so I wasn't too concerned as there weren't hardly any seeds in it. You can also pick out the white vein that's inside the pepper. That also is a great source of heat. So by doing that, you can actually make your peppers a little bit more mild. I want to put a little bit of fresh lime juice. Once we get all these components in our pot, we're going to put this pot on the flame, medium heat. We're going to bring it to a simmer, and we're going to want to simmer it for about 10 minutes so all those flavors marry together before we actually put the mussels in. The mussels usually are farm raised wherever we're getting them. I want to put a little bit of cilantro, and we'll give that a coarse chop. When you get your mussels, you'll want to soak them in some cold water and do what's called de-beard them. You'll take your mussels and you'll actually rub them together in your pot of water, and I'll show you that when we pull our mussels out. And what that does is it breaks free any of little sandy bits that collect on the outside of the mussel. Got a little mix. Okay, we're going to place this on our flame. I'm going to cover this. I'm going to put it to about a medium flame, and we'll get that simmering. Here are our mussels. We submerge them in cold water, and we take them and kind of rub them together, and that's what will help clean up anything that's stuck to the shell. For now, we want to just keep these cool until we're ready to submerge them in the poaching liquid. When we serve this dish, we're going to serve it with a garnish of some red pepper, Just cleaning out the seeds from the red pepper. And we want to cut this into nice little thin strips. It's going to make for a wonderful garnish for these mussels. Just keep that right off to the side, and we'll break up some scallions as a last bit of garnish in with the mussels. We're going to move over to our shrimp now. This is rosemary margarita marinated shrimp. I've got some beautiful rosemary stalks, and what I do sometimes is to take my shrimp and actually use the rosemary stalk as a skewer. Just be very careful when you push them through. This makes for a wonderful presentation. We'll do a few like this, and we'll do a few simply grilled just to see how the presentation differs. This has a lot of flavors from the drink margarita, and that's why we're simply borrowing the name to call it rosemary margarita marinated shrimp. We're going to make our marinade by putting some orange juice concentrate, some fresh lime juice. We've already juiced this. You've seen me juice a lime, so you don't need to see me juice 4 or 5 more. And of course, some tequila. We're using a very good tequila. You can go out and buy a cheaper version. And when we're not using the rosemary as a skewer, we're going to simply pull some of the leaves off the branches. We'll give it a little bit of a coarse chop. And we'll mix that into our marinade. We'll just give that a nice little mix. And we're going to slip our shrimp in there. And we'll just keep that marinating for a couple of minutes. I'm actually going to slip these couple back down so we can put them right back in, and you'll be able to see how they look both on a skewer, and we'll plate some up without. If you're using the rosemary branch as a skewer, you're going to pick up all of the rosemary flavor, so you don't really need to chop any additional. If you really love the flavor of rosemary, feel free to add some additional, but just make sure that you're not adding too much, because rosemary is a pretty powerful herb, and we wouldn't want to overpower the shrimp, which are pretty delicate. Now we're going to move on to the next dish. We're doing bits and pieces, and then we're going to get everything grilled in the last minute. We're doing a swordfish, and we're making a salsa out of fresh mango. Salsas can be made from many different ingredients. When people hear salsa, they automatically think of tomatoes or tomatillos or sometimes avocados. But we make salsas with all types of fresh fruit. And I happen to really favor this mango salsa. First thing I want to do is I want to just drizzle my swordfish with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and a little prepackaged teriyaki sauce. This is going to help to just quickly marinate this. I'm just dipping these both sides. It's going to quickly marinate it. I also like to put a little bit of oil in my marinades, or simply brush my fish with oil when I'm grilling, so that it prevents it from sticking to the grill. I've got my grill in the background preheating, and we'll talk a little bit more about types of grill as we go on.